Hi guys. So I recently picked up a hobby, I guess, or re-picked up a hobby. I used to bead a lot and create things, and I just recently picked it back up and I didn't realize how much I had missed it until I started doing it again. So today I am going to show you, this is something I made today. I thought that was beautiful. Today I'm going to show you how to turn this and some beads into a beautiful bracelet. And I've picked this simply because it already has the two loops on the side here, and it's very, very sparkly, and it's just a charm. I previously made another bracelet that reminded me of this, but there was a mishap at my job and it busted. So I also have these. These are some, I believe, Aqua AB glass, yes. 10 millimeters, and there's some seed beads on here. And then I have these as an accent piece, and they are just little stars and moons on pewter, I believe. Oh, it just says metal, but I believe it's pewter. I think they're gorgeous. And then I have some crystal glass bicones in two different sizes. I believe I have a 2 and a 4 millimeter here. Oh, 4 and a 6. I lied. So those are very sparkly, and I thought all of those colors kind of, you know, went together with this piece. So I'm going to be doing that today. I also have a variety of tools. I have some chain nose pliers, some round nose pliers, and some flush cutters. The wire I'm going to be using for this is the Beaded Craft Series bead stringing wire, and nylon coated stainless steel. And this is pretty nice. It's pretty flexible because it has 7 strands. The more strands you have, the more flexible your wire is going to be. So I'm just going to put that back on there. And then I also have, I haven't decided which ones I would like to use. Obviously I'm not going to use these brass colored ones, but I have a variety of spacer beads here. Probably will end up using these if I use them. And a lot of people plan out their bracelets, and I'm more of a, I like to actually see and do and just kind of make it up as I go a little bit, I guess. So I'm going to separate all these beads out, and then I will be back. So while I was grabbing my jump rings out, and how I literally, I'm probably the most unorganized hot mess, hence the name, crafter, because when and then I always just put the extra. I just take like a pinch of jump rings and I'll set them up there, whatever color I'm working with. I also have a bunch of silver bead caps, so I'm just gonna set some of these out also in case I feel the need to use them. I really love silver. I mean, I love gold also, but I have a preference for silver. I'll roll my cloth up here. All right. So now we have all this set up. Fix my stuffs here. Okay. Now we have everything kind of set up. These I'm just going to set up to the side here. Get rid of the garbage. Okay, so we have all of the things kind of separated out. And then how I do this, I'm going to flip this container over. I love these little containers. And in here I have crimper beads. So I'm going to grab out 2 of these. So there's 2. And then for my cord, I'm going to cut probably about 8 or 9 inches, we'll say. Oh man, now it's coming unspooled. That's my least favorite thing. So we're gonna cut about that much, about 9 inches. Put the little cap back on there so it doesn't unspool on me again. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bead this through like this, through one side. If you want, you can also just do it like this. I feel like it adds a little bit more strength after the mishap. I actually got my bracelet caught on something and it just exploded. So I want a little bit more strength. So I'm going to double this up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these crimper beads and I'm going to slide it over both strands. And I do not have crimper pliers, so I'm only going to be using my chain nose, which are over here. And I'm just going to take this and squash it. Just like that. So now you have 2 pieces of cord, which is really strong on there. And then if you want, you can take this and flip it or put a crimp cap over it. I mean flip it, like you can squash it and like double it up again. I feel like that, I don't know, I just don't prefer to do that. I like the kind of, alright, so now we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side, and then I'll be back. So we're back. I've done the exact same thing on both sides, crimped 2 beads, and now I have 4 wires. I'm just going to string over both. So you can go ahead and start your stringing. I always kind of like to start off with a smaller bead. I just feel like it looks better. I feel like there's a better transition. So you can go ahead, string these both, if I can get it through the hole. Alright, so I'm going to string this down. This one has a smaller hole, so it's going to help sit right there. And I'm going to follow both patterns on the same side. So whatever I do on this side, I'm going to do the exact same on this side and vice versa. So I'm just going to go ahead and string my beads. I will speed this up so you don't have to watch the slow and painful process. So I got the one side done, and because I used 2 strands, it was very hard to get these small bicones on because obviously the whole side. So I decided to skip the small bicones. But now I'm to the end of here, and I'm left with this, you know, strand. I still have to do the other side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab another oh man, this is going to be difficult, I feel like. Alright, so I'm going to grab a couple more crimper beads from my little container here. And I am going to crimp these 2. Whoop. I I like to leave just a tiny bit of space there on a bracelet, just because it's gonna need some wiggle room to bend. So I'm gonna crimp it right about there, so that way the beads have room to bend, you know. Okay. Alright, this one, if I can get it. Okay. Flattened her right down. Now, so this is the type of clasp that I was going to use, because obviously bracelets for me at work, instead of it busting all over, it'd be nice if it was a magnetic clasp and it would just come undone. So I'm going to clip one of these. Clip it. Okay. I'm going to take another crimper bead. So we're going to have two crimper beads like right stacked on top of each other. I promise it won't look as ghetto as it seems. And I'm just going to pull this through the crimper till we have about yay much. So I'm going to get these crimpers really tight on top of each other. And I'm going to crimp that one. There we go. So now we have just a nice square end right there, and you're going to just clip that end right off. I'm going to give it another little squeeze. Okay. And you're going to flush cut that right off of there so you don't have any sort of scratchy, nothing. Okay, so now you have a loop, and I'm going to repeat the same steps. I'm going to bead and make the little loop at the end over here as well. Okay, so here's your bracelet. I have both sides finished. I'm just going to measure, and yep, that is a great length for me. So now, because I want it kind of tight, so it's just touching now on my wrist. I wish I could show you. Okay, it's just touching. So now, I'll try. So now you have your clasps. And how are we going to get our clasp on to here? Well, I'm going to use jump rings, which are like the most basic jewelry making supply. And I'm just going to, I believe these are aluminum? No, these are stainless steel jump rings. So I'm gonna stick that on there. Actually, no, I'm gonna use a larger jump ring. I didn't realize that that clasp was so fat at the end. See how like wide that is right there? And the hole is kind of, so I'm gonna use a larger jump ring. These are aluminum. It's all about your preference, I guess. Stainless steel findings are a little harder, like more firm. They don't bend as easily as the So you are gonna hook one end onto there, and you're gonna hook the other end through the loop we made with the crimper bead. And then I'm gonna grab my other pair of pliers. Close that right up. Okay. And then we're gonna repeat the step on this side. Normally I can like bend them apart, just holding onto them with my fingers, which is probably not a good thing to do. Honestly, see, jump ring. Having a hard time on the focusing. Mr. Camera. So we're just going to loop that through, loop the other end through, pick up a pair of pliers, and we're going to close this jump ring. There we go. Okay, so now, there we go. And this will obviously be on the bottom of your wrist. And there's the top. So pretty simple, I really like this. Very simple. Looks, you know, really nice. I like the clasps, it's easy to do. I like the magnetic clasps. So there's that. I'll probably wear that to work tomorrow. And then that way if it gets caught on anything, it just pops loose. And I can pick it up off the floor instead of picking up 7,000 beads, which is my super favorite. So I'm going to be posting more tutorials like this. I'm sure my skill will advance as time goes on. Like I said, I just started picking this back up. So keep an eye out for more tutorials. I really enjoyed doing this one. It was really fun. Also tip, I do not have a beading mat, obviously. This is, and what I found to keep your beads from rolling away and kind of like all over the table, you can use pretty much anything. I would prefer a piece of felt. It's really inexpensive. You can get a sheet of felt for like 25 cents. But this is actually a microfiber cloth, and I think it does a really good job holding everything in place so it's not rolling all over. So, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe because I have more like it coming, and thanks for watching.